Hi everyone, Paige Panzarello here, the Cashflow Chick, and I wanted to reach out to you today and do a Facebook Live because I had some really great news happen in the last couple days on Friday, and so I thought I'd post today. If anybody has ever had bought or sold a property, you know that an appraisal can make or break your deal, right? And we had, as everybody knows, I'm a note investor, and so we ended up with the property as REO, meaning I foreclosed on the property, and we ended up just being able to find a buyer for it. And so we were in escrow to sell this particular property, and everything looked great. They qualified for the loan, and the next thing we know, we get this appraisal that comes back, and it came back really, really low. I mean, really low. So as you know, I do my due diligence. Due diligence is key to how you make your profit. And I knew a lot of the comps in the area. Any of us that invest in real estate know to check for comps. So we know the values of our property. And this particular appraisal came back so low that I thought, in the hundreds of deals that I have done, literally hundreds of deals, I've never seen an appraisal come back so badly. It was just completely incorrect. The comps that they used were 1.5 miles away and over a year old. And as everybody knows, that makes a huge difference because real estate markets change. I mean, every six months, a comp from a year ago is usually not very accurate, especially in an appraisal. And so I went to my realtor and I said to the realtor, this isn't right. Is there any way that the borrower would be willing to let me talk to their lender? And so I got on the phone with the lender. The borrower agreed. I got on the phone with the lender and I had a conversation with that person. And believe me when I tell you, the people that are involved, your realtors, your title company, your escrow company, all of them want to make sure that the deal closes because that's how they get paid, right? If the deal doesn't close, they don't get paid. So they're on your team. Yes, you're the seller, but they're still on your team because unless the loan closes, they're not going to get paid. So a bad appraisal, as you know, a bad appraisal can break your deal. A good appraisal can make your deal, but a bad appraisal can really just put your deal on the shelf and you don't get to close. So I reached out to my realtor who talked to their realtor, and their realtor talked to the borrower, and the borrower agreed to let me speak about the appraisal, not anything else, but about the appraisal with their lender. And because I had done my due diligence, because I did my homework, and because the realtors are on my team, we were able to put together comps that we felt were legitimate comps in the area within 1/2 mile. Actually, they were within 1/4 mile, and present that to the lender. And the lender said, oh my gosh, this is great. Let's see if we can order another appraisal. And so because we fought for it, because we knew the comps, because we knew and did our due diligence and knew the values of the properties in the area, we were able to get that appraisal overturned. What happened is they went to underwriting with our comps that we presented, and the underwriter took a look at it and said, yes, this is legitimate. We should order a new appraisal. And that's exactly what they did. And the new appraisal came back exactly where we needed to be. And we're set to close at the end of this week. So I thought it was really important because, we all rely on our team members to make sure that we get our deals done, right? We need to be able to prove our case, and the only way we do that is good due diligence. But don't be afraid to go to your lender. Don't be afraid to go to the borrower's lender and ask the realtor, hey, is it okay if I talk to the borrower's lender? I really want to present the case because I was able to save my deal from going onto the shelf and having to start all over again because of a bad appraisal. So don't be afraid to do that. I'm not saying it's going to happen for you every single time. I'm simply saying that as long as you know, as long as you've done your due diligence, as long as you put out there, hey, I'm going to go and see if I can get this corrected because you knew it's not, I knew it wasn't right. And I didn't want, the bad appraisal to just tank the whole deal. And so I was able to get it overturned, and we got a new appraisal. And like I said, we're going to be closing at the end of this week. But I wanted to share that with you because a lot of people don't know what to do with a bad appraisal. And a lot of people are at a place where, am I stuck with this bad appraisal? And you might not be able to get it overturned, but if you know that, if you have the knowledge that you can go out and do it, I think you're going to be able to surprise yourself and make sure, that you get that thing overturned, because it can break your deal, which hurts your profit, and it hurts all the parties involved. Again, there's a couple of realtors involved. There's the buyer that's involved. Sometimes in this particular instance, there's actually a renter involved. There's a renter in the property that wanted to stay in the property. And so now he's going to be able to do that because we're going to get this deal closed. So I just wanted to share that with you because it's just really important, that you don't, if you get a bad rap, if you get a bad appraisal, if you get title insurance that shows something that it shouldn't show, make sure that you read those documents, that you understand your property, number one, the area, number two, and enlist your team members to help you out, because they all want to get it closed. Not just you, they all want to get it closed. And we were able to turn a really bad situation into a really great situation because we fought the battle to get the appraisal overturned and get a new appraisal. And so happy Monday. It was actually happy Friday. We were doing a happy dance on Friday, that we were able to get that appraisal redone, and it came in perfectly the way that we knew it would and should. And we're going to be able to close this deal on Friday. So don't be afraid to speak out. Don't be afraid to enlist the help of your team members, because they are your support system and they want to close just as much as you do. And your biggest tool besides your team members is your knowledge from your due diligence. So make sure that you know your comps. Make sure that you know that area and that you can put some backing behind your thought, behind your statements. I knew that property was worth, what we were selling it for, every penny. And sure enough, that second appraisal, because I did battle and I proved that up to the lender, the underwriting staff at the lender, the borrower's lender, they agreed with me and they thought it was worthwhile to go ahead and get another appraisal. And that second appraisal came in beautifully. So be sure to use your voice. Be sure to use all of the tools in your toolbox and fight, to celebrate that win. Have that win. Don't just take it at face value. If you get a bad appraisal, and I'm not saying you're going to be able to do this every time, but if you can back up your statements, if you can find, enlist your realtor, if you don't have MLS access, or the National Association of Realtors access, that's a nationwide MLS. If you don't have that, then make sure that your realtor can help you put together some comps that justify your sales price, and then present that to the underwriting team, and you should be good to go. So we're celebrating that win. We turned a bad appraisal into a good appraisal, and we're going to be able to close on Friday, and everybody's really happy. But I wanted to share that with you because I just thought that it was really important. A little important tidbit that you may or may not know when you're doing these real estate deals. So make sure that you're equipped with your due diligence, and that you can back up, why you're selling it for that price and where you're going. All right, everybody. I hope that you found this helpful, and have a great week. I'm really excited to celebrate and share this win with you. Okay, bye-bye.